Hey, thank you. Thank you so very much. Hi, everybody, and welcome once again to Florida Championship Wrestling. And I'll tell you what, we're going to be seeing the big steel man in action a little bit later on. He's going up against Brady Higgins. We'll also be seeing the return of Kendall Windham. That's right, Kendall Windham back in action. The natural himself, Dustin Rhodes, Al Perez, and, well, Diamond Dallas Page is with me. Speaking about Al Perez.
You mentioned the name Al Perez. I want you to know, brother, it makes me sick. What a lowlife, what a derelict, turncoat traitor. Brother, how dare he turn on me and Humperdinck after everything that we did for him? I understand the real reason is because the dolls. He wasn't getting enough attention. But how could he get attention with me in the same room? You know, I know, Perez, that was the real problem, brother. Give me a break, Latin lover. You know, baby, and now, intelligence. I'm an intelligent individual. I consider you an intelligent. But the bottom line, Al Perez is not an intelligent individual. Taking on the big steel man, brother. Let me tell you something, Perez. What's going to happen to you if you ever do get in the ring with him, you're going to end up looking like the north end of a South Bend mule, brother. We don't need this guy.
You tried it again, didn't you? Well, I knew it would happen. I'll tell you what. Something else has happened, of course, and I know it was at you and Sir Oliver Humperdinck's behest, and that was the sudden arrival of one Kendall Windham.
Kendall Windham, baby. He's here, baby. Surprised, weren't you?
All right. Let's take a look at the way he arrived. Let's take a look at the way he arrived last week.
I love the way he arrived. Oh. In living color, baby.
Wait a minute.
Beautiful. What is... That's Kendall Windham.
Referee calling for the bell. All right, I'll tell you what. There you saw it. Kendall Windham suddenly charging in.
You gotta love it, baby. You gotta love it.
No, I don't have to love it at all. All I can say is that...
A lot of people thought that was Diamond Dallas Page in there getting down on him.
Uh-huh, yeah.
I tell you, he looked that good.
Well, we're waiting now for the arrival of Ho Chi Minh. It's be the first time we've had an opportunity to see him in action here on Florida Championship Wrestling. He's going up against the Coconut Kid. This should be quite a contest indeed. It will be for one fall with a 10-minute time limit. I'd also like to point out, of course, we will be in Freeport coming up very, very shortly at the YMCA. And the next night will be in Nassau. That'll be July 1st in Nassau.
Touchy subject, baby.
Ho Chi Minh, or Ho Chi Minh, rather, in the ring now.
Win, baby, win.
Yeah, he's accompanied, of course, at ringside by Sir Oliver Humperdinck. Our referee is Mickey J. And so we're getting the first chance to really look at this man because heretofore his face has been rather obscured. There's the bell, one fall, 10-minute time limit.
Looks like Mickey Mouse is taking a little extra look at Mr. Ho Chi Minh out there.
Wow. Man, he wasted no time whatsoever.
Taking it right to him, baby. He's here for business.
Savant blow to the throat.
Oh.
Double chops to the side of the throat. This Ho Chi Minh is firmly in control of everything at this particular moment. And the Coconut Kid in a lot of trouble now. Referee Mickey J warning him. Snapmare takes him back to the canvas once again. Drives a knee into the throat, I'll tell you what.
He's a possessed individual, without a doubt.
Low center of gravity on this man. And power that belies his size. Coconut Kid comes back, however. Coconut Kid firing back. The Coconut Kid, missed with a drop kick.
Heads up move, baby, heads up move. You better pick another spot of that man. Coconut, if anything, lets you know he got to have a coconut head there. Pick another part of his body, and he found it.
I'll tell you what, some comments were made earlier that I think you might find interesting between Sir Oliver Humperdinck and Ho Chi Minh, so let's go to those comments right now.
Steve Kern, you're even more perceptive than I thought you were, because you know exactly what's going on with my man Ho Chi Minh here. Yes, it's psychological warfare. I heard your comments last week on TV. Yes, I'm trying to get under your skin, but Steve Kern, keep this in mind all the time. There is nothing you can do about it. Ho Chi Minh is here. He's got you in his sights, and it's just a matter of time, Steve Kern, before he puts that deadly hold on you.
Well, obviously, Sir Oliver Humperdinck directing those comments directly at Steve Kern. And Steve, I know, has particular reasons to Feels strongly about this Ho Chi Wen. Ho Chi Wen still very much in charge of the situation. The Coconut Kid in a lot of trouble.
This man is definitely a vicious brawler.
Well, we'll be seeing him in action this coming Thursday night in Tampa at the Sportatorium as well. And he catches him once again. He uses his feet very, very effectively.
He uses every part of his body effectively.
Coconut Kid swinging wildly, missed, and was caught on the eyes, has been stunned, caught again. Tremendous chop that put him back to the canvas.
I gotta tell you, when it comes down to the hump, he really does soul searching into the man's past to really find out what it's all about, when it gets every hidden detail to get to his opponents.
Oh, driving into his man again. Coconut Kid in a lot of trouble, and now Ho Chi Wen continues to punish him, warned again by the referee, Mickey J. Brings him up again. Very deliberately fires him off the ropes, caught him with a chop into the throat.
Like trying to pull the top of a PJ bottle off there, baby. I'm talking about Perez away for any of you ignorant functional illiterates out there.
Irish whip off the ropes again, and caught him.
What he caught him with?
Looks like he's got him in a. He does. He's got him in one of the 26 nerve points, and obviously the Coconut Kid writhing in pain now as he continues to apply the pressure. And the referee calls for the bell. The referee does call for the bell.
He's not letting go, though. I don't think he heard the bell.
All right, he got the message from Sir Oliver Humperdinck. Ho Chi Wen emerging victorious over the Coconut Kid, and I'm going to have to find out exactly what that hold was, but it was definitely a nerve hold. Certainly no question about that. Caught him with a chop as we look at this again in slow motion. Now watch him. He gears and sets himself. There's that savate blow to the chest again. And obviously an elated Ho Chi Wen here as he feels he must have it totally under control.
He can sense the victory right here.
And as he brings him off the ropes. Now watch carefully. I thought at first it was a chokehold, but the referee was not moving, so obviously
he's right on top of it. You can see it's not a chokehold. Look at Mickey Mouse. He is intense. Intense, like a fire at the circus, brother.
All right, and there he's got him, and obviously one of those 26 pressure points, and it is the Coconut Kid succumbing to that intense pain and pressure on the side of his neck, near the shoulders, and he finally takes him down, and there is a count of 3. We'll be back. Well, we're going to be seeing the Latin heartthrob in action in just a moment. The sensational Al Perez is going to be coming out to go up against El Cid. This will be a one-fall, 10-minute time limit match. And I must say one thing. The man, as I said earlier, certainly gave you his walking papers.
We gave him his walking papers. It was already in the works way before that ever happened. Don't let them kid you about that. Huff and I had already discussed it. He was fired long before that. He just found out about it. That's all.
I see. Well, I find that very, very interesting. Well, okay. Al Perez is on his way to the ring. And no, sir, he's not coming to the ring. He's coming over here. Well, let me find out what's going on here.
First of all, Gordon, there's 2 things I want to hit on. One is there's unfinished business with my cousin Lou. Let me tell you something. Lou will be back. I'm taking him under my wing and take care of business. Now, second thing, I know the big steel man is here tonight.
Yeah, he's here. So what's it to you?
Bring him out here because that's my second unfinished business. I want a piece of the big man
Wait,
right
you
now.
You want a piece of
on
him?
TV.
You want a piece
Oh,
of him,
yeah.
brother?
I want
You've
to
already
finish
been
what
on
was
board.
started last
about
week.
your intelligence level.
I want to finish what was started off last week. And right there, it's in the ring, brother. Just get in the ring. Just put him in the ring. Big mouth.
You got it, big mouth. You got it. Hey,
Hey.
Hey, get off of me, brother. Get off
Yeah,
of me.
take them guys
Bottom
off
line,
the
you
show.
want- take care of your business right there.
You talked about it.
Let's go to the ring. Let's go to the ring.
He'll be
Let's-
here.
let's go
You
to the
jumping
ring,
in my
please.
face, boy. I'll tell you, now he's had it.
He has, huh?
Now he's
Okay,
had it.
let's go to
Get
the
off
ring.
coming to me. I'm a color man.
Hey, wow, man, he didn't even wait for the bell. Al Perez, thoroughly infuriated, And he charged in there after El Cid and didn't even wait for the bell. Are you serious? You gonna let him meet the big steel man?
I'll tell you what, brother. Anybody who gets in my face like that will suffer the consequences.
Anybody can do that.
That don't look like big steel man to me, boy. That don't look like big steel man to me. Hey, just finish him off first. This is like having your dessert before the main meal.
Al Perez punishing
He is
El
gonna
Cid.
crush him, brother. It's gonna be like shooting spitballs in a battleship, baby. You got 2 chances, slim and none, bro.
Well, I'll tell you what. I
He
know.
really got me irritated now, brother.
Well,
Get in
he
my
was-
face like that on national television?
all right, I'll tell you what. Steelman was supposed to go against Brady Higgins. Are you willing for him to
Brady
meet out?
Higgins is excellent. As soon as I go back there and tell Steel what happened, I know that he wasn't even paying attention to monitors or anything like that. He would have been out of here already. Oh, big man. There's a big man.
Al Perez has his man outside the ring, and the count is on. Drove him
He ain't
back
gonna be
into
no
the
big
ring
Steel man.
apron.
I'll tell you, man. He has finally bit off more than he could chew. All the things I did for him, all the women I tried to set him up, all the women that turned him down. That's why he got irritated. That's what this is all about.
Well, I'll tell you, it's a little more than that.
Egomaniac he is.
It also concerns his cousin Lou Perez, and
Oh, Lou, give me a break.
it's
He
a
couldn't care
family
about
situation.
Lou. Lou Schmoo.
High,
Let's see him do that
high,
big
vertical
steel man.
suplex. He crashes down. It is all over, in my opinion.
He's toying with him. You better finish him off right now. He was just toying with him. Is he trying to impress me? Give me a break.
Well, it's interesting. Al
Hot
Perez. Al Perez is doing exactly to this man what the Steel Man was trying to do to Lou Perez.
Well, let's put it like this. That ain't the Steel Man in there, baby. And I'm going to go back and take care of business with the Steel Man right now because I don't want to even see a hide or hair of this chump again until he's getting squat in the middle of the squared circle.
All right, well, Diamond Dallas Page going to talk to the big Steel Man. And it is Al Perez. There you see it once again as he brings this man up, and that's that chopper ride that he does so very, very effectively. And he's got him in a world of hurt right now. So El Cid had virtually no chance at all because that Latin's temper was up. There you see him spinning to the canvas, and no question about that. A 3 count by the Latin heartthrob Al Perez, and it is all over for El Cid. Well, I want to talk a little bit further to Al Perez because I just want to let you know something, Al, that you may have your wish because he's gone back to check with the Steel Man.
You know, the whole thing in this sport is competition. Steel Man, you're the biggest, ruggedest man in the business today. But let me tell you something. I didn't get where I'm at today from sitting in somebody's back seat. I bring it right out front, right in front of you, inside that ring, on the floor, wherever you want to go. Because I'm the man that's going to get a piece of you and put you down like everybody wants to see. Maybe me on top of you, big boy.
All right, fair enough. The comments from Al Perez, and we'll be seeing that one now. I'll tell you what, we've got the Raging Bull is back. That's right, Manny Fernandez, the Raging Bull, and he'll be throughout the entire Florida area. So let's take a look at this previously recorded match of the Raging Bull as he goes up against Eddie Sweet. 1 fall, a 10-minute time limit. All right, Eddie Sweet getting set to move out against the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez, who is accompanied at ringside by Sir Oliver Humperdinck. Fernandez removing his black leather jacket, and we're waiting now for the bell to ring.
I'll tell you, it's such a pleasure to have the Bull in the Diamond Exchange, baby. Oh, super pleasure. Woo!
Short lariat on the part of Manny Fernandez, and that took Eddie Sweet to the canvas in a hurry. Irish whip.
Oh,
Caught him again.
baby.
That time really put him down.
I'm a little sweet and sour, got him.
Drove that knee into the side of the face of Eddie Sweet, and Manny Fernandez is now the most humiliating thing you can do to a wrestler, rubbing his face in the mat.
He is a vicious brawler, like I've said before, got him. I love this guy. Woo!
Chop into the throat. You could hear it all the way across the studio here. Eddie Sweet in a lot of trouble, and I'm sure right now he's wishing he were anywhere but inside that square circle. Nice reversal on the part of Sweet.
Oh!
And the bull was a step ahead, though. Caught him with that back of the elbow.
I tell you, when the bull parties, he parties in the ring and he parties at the clubs. And whenever he parties hardy. He was at my club at Norma Jean's Dance Club the other day. Look at this. He set him up again. Oh, my God. Beautiful.
Down.
Beautiful.
There it is again. It's sort of a variation of a pile driver, and I'm going to have to talk to Fernandez and find out. And he's got him down for the count. Nope. All right, waiting now for the appearance of the Florida heavyweight champion, the Natural. And how about the Steelman? Has he agreed to take on Al Perez?
Well, let me ask you something. What do you think?
I'm asking you.
Well, what do you think? You think he will?
Yeah, I kind of have a hunch he will.
Gordon, you have a keen eye for the obvious.
Yeah. Okay.
Of course he's got anything to do with me when someone puts their hand on my face. We are like brothers. Me and Steelman.
I see. All right. All right. Dustin Rhodes in the black trunks, the Natural, going up against Mike McClaskey. 1 fall. 10-minute time limit, and it is very, very quick. Wing over takedown by Dustin Rhodes. Rhodes moves in once again, collar and elbow. And again, a wing over takedown.
Looking pretty quick today, isn't he?
He is indeed.
Must have ate his Cheerios. Tell you, week after week, the champion is looking stronger. I got to give that to him.
McClaskey's punches did not look too impressive to me, very frankly.
Oh, my God!
Under the chin with a beautiful drop kick.
He's lost. He don't even know where he is.
Rhodes caught up with him.
He ripped his head off there, baby.
McClaskey coming up pretty slowly now, and Rhodes circling his man. Dustin once again, collar and elbow into a side headlock. Like to welcome B32 to our ever-growing group of stations along the network. McClaskey drops to the canvas, and it's Rhodes countering very nicely into a hip toss. McClaskey moves in. Wing over takedown once again by Rhodes.
That's right, baby. V32, maybe they've been after us for a long time, though, you know, since I'm live and in color here. They've been dying to have us on there. Diamond Dallas pays the most sought-after commodity in the universe.
And one of the most modest, I might add.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh!
Biceps and triceps being punished now by the Natural.
McClaskey's no lightweight out there either, is he?
No, I'll tell you what, he's a fine young athlete. Youngest man ever to hold the Florida heavyweight championship. Full arm drag and twist. And bottom wrist lock into a lateral drop and takedown. And, brother, when you get that bottom wrist lock, you've got to go where that arm goes, or else the shoulder gets torn out.
No choice, no choice. Clean break there. I'm surprised about that. Sneaky little devil that he can be at times.
Good fireman carry takedown by the Natural. You'll be seeing him Thursday night at the Sportatorium in Tampa. And, of course, Sunday in Orlando, the Eddie Graham Sports Complex. Full arm drag and twist in that elbow.
I'll tell you, nothing irritates me more than when these wrestlers get in the ring and they look for these pathetic pukes guidance, for them cheering them on to hurt another individual. Makes me sick. Oh, punished him on that one.
He caught him very nicely with that one.
You didn't have anything to say after that, did you, Gordon?
Well, you're entitled to your own opinion. I certainly
Sure
may not agree with you, but I would defend it with my life. Your right to say it.
And you should. American way, baby. First and foremost,
Paraphrasing Voltaire a little bit, but... Keeping that full arm drag and twist.
Goes again, looking for their guidance. Their approval, if you will.
Catches him once again and catches him very nicely. McClaskey back on his feet, and I got to say one thing about McClaskey.
He's a tough cat.
He is. He's taken a lot of punishment. Referee Mickey J watching it carefully, and again, the Natural clamps the pressure on him.
I tell you, though, Gordon, I have never met a man that could not get into the square circle who is not one of the BAW, the baddest around, no matter what. And maybe when they get in there, they're in with some super talent, and they don't shine as well as they will out with the normal human being out there. But the bottom line is every one of these guys is double tough.
I would have to agree with that. By the way, we'll be telling you a little bit later on in the program some of the people who have been eliminated for the heavyweight championship double elimination tournament. Very impressive names have been eliminated.
We all know who's going to win it. It's a matter of time. Timing is everything, brother.
I certainly agree with that. All right, McClaskey being tied up by the natural. Dustin fires him off the ropes, catches him with that elbow to the top of the skull, and crashes down across the chest. Very quick lateral press, hooked the leg.
Finally put him out. McClaskey hung in there quite a long while with him, though, baby.
He did indeed, and so a fine victory for the Florida heavyweight champion, Dustin Rhodes. And we're watching it once again now as Dustin keeps his man tied up. And now McClaskey starting to come back to his feet. And it's Dustin Rhodes, an Irish whip off the ropes. Caught him beautifully that time with the that elbow, and then using that elbow once again, that entire 250 pounds crashing down on McClaskey. Count of 3 and it is all over. And that man has joined me right now. I'm referring, of course, to the Florida heavyweight champion, the natural Dustin Rhodes.
You know, Mr. Sully, the Windham family and the Rhodes family go back a long way. I grew up with Kendall Windham as my brother. Not my blood brother, but he was like a brother to me. I played in the sandbox with him. I went to school with him, played football with him. I even tag team wrestled with him. But now, Kendall, you had to go and cross the line. Well, guess what, Jack? You better wake up. 'Cause one of these days, I'm gonna come tap your shoulder from behind you. And when you turn around, you look into these eyes, you're gonna be confronted with your worst nightmare, brother. I'm gonna stomp a mud hole in your face so deep and fast, boy, you're going down. So I'm gonna think this is the last time you're doing anything to me. Both of you better watch out.
We're watching on the screen right now, of course, what did happen last week when Kendall Windham suddenly charged the ring after Dustin Rhodes and took total advantage of the situation here. Nobody had any idea that he was even in this area when suddenly he took total advantage of a man who certainly wasn't expecting it.
Well, surprise is the element to everything. That's all I got to say about that. And like Humperdinck continues to do week after week along with me, is continually surprise people. That's what it's all about, baby.
I'm going to surprise you right now. I'm going to surprise you right now because we're going to go take a station break, okay? We'll be right back. Will be held in Fort Lauderdale at War Memorial Auditorium Saturday, July 22nd. Match time is 8 p.m. And Florida Championship Wrestling will be held in Freeport at the YMCA Friday, June 30th. Match time is 8 p.m. Caribbean title, Tyree Pride takes on Comrade Busick. Special challenge match, Steve Gator Kern against Kendall Windham. In the main event, a Florida heavyweight title match, Dustin Rhodes defending his title against the Raging Bull, Manny Fernandez, Friday in Freeport at the YMCA.
While you're sleeping in on Saturday morning, is your...
Okay, don't forget, of course, that the big contest is still on for that free trip to the Bahamas and to the matches over there. And that's all you have to do is send in your card just to saying who you think is going to win the tournament. Now, these are the people who are still left in the tournament. Dustin Rhodes, Nasty Boy Knobs, the Big Steel Man, Al Perez, and Steve Gator Kern. Already eliminated are the following: Bam Bam Bigelow, Larry Zbyszko, Black Bart, Mike Graham, and Ivan Koloff. So these are the 5 that are left. And it looks to me now that the finals for that heavyweight championship will be held July 13th. I will give you the exact place, but if you can guess the winner of the contest, you've got an added advantage right now for the Nassau Dream Trip. Send postcards only to 106 North Albany and guess who you think is going to win in the tournament. All right, we've got Steve Gator Kern getting set to move out against El Diablo. 1 fall, 10-minute time limit. And it is Kern now removing his jacket. Steve Gator Kern, who was my agent last year when we went gator hunting.
Hey, here goes
caught him, brother. Caught him off guard. Kern was just a little bit...
You underestimated the man, baby.
I
Never
believe-
underestimate your opponent. anyone knew that, I thought Wally Gator knew that.
Well, by all means, all of you folks who are watching right now, stay tuned because we will be seeing Hal Perez against the big Steel Man later on in the program.
I live for that. Steel Man serious as a heart attack. Look at how this, whoa! My man is taking it to him, baby. He's had a major upset there.
El Diablo looking extremely strong against Kern, and I'm really surprised at this. Yet it might have been a classic situation of overconfidence. Kern lashing out. Kern suddenly starts getting it together.
Well, here comes Wally now.
And the crowd picking up the chant, go, Steve, go, go, Steve, go.
Go, Stevie, go. Man, El Diablo had the old thing, if it don't fit, force it, baby. He was coming on to him. He ran out of steam a little early. They want that cement down there, brother.
El Diablo thrown out to the concrete and coming up rather slowly, staggering back toward the ring, and it is Steve Kern giving him a helping hand in the ring.
Trying to break his fall. I think sometimes that's worse than taking it.
Caught him with a knee coming off the ropes, and so Kern has definitely regained his composure.
You know what I think really happened? I think that Humperdinck had him so psyched out that maybe he didn't know where the heck he was coming out here.
Well, that's an interesting point, and I must say this, that I intend to ask Steve about that. Kern caught him, good forearm coming off. Lateral press and hooked the near leg. Gets the pinfall.
Awful quick count.
Quick count. I swear, you know, you hear things and see things much differently than I do. But here we see it once again as Kern now resorting to some of the tactics used by El Diablo. Now watch him as he brings him off the ropes. Good, solid Irish whip. Fires him into the far corner. As he comes back out, there's that forearm that all but took his head off. Into that lateral press, hooks the near leg, not the far leg, but the near leg. And he scores the pinfall. Well, let me take a moment right now to talk to Steve Kern, because first of all...
Wait a minute, Perez. Don't you go anywhere. I want you to sit here. I want to ask you something.
I don't like being out here when you're in interviews, man. I got things to take care of. I got Steel Man in the back.
I just want something honest. First of all, last week, I come out and I made a statement. Not only about my country, but about my heritage, about my past. I promised pictures. I promised newspaper clippings. And they've got them in the back. And I wish they'd roll them right now. This is my father getting decorated after being a prisoner of war for 7.5 years. One of only 2 men in history that has been a prisoner in 2 major wars. That's my father at 19 years old, a prisoner of war in Germany. That's my father again, if you can read the headlines. Cited for prisoner camp courage. And there I am, at 21 years old after seeing my father not for 7.5 years, the first time. That's when I saw him. You see the tears, you see the emotion on my face, you see my hand reaching out to shake him. That's my dad in an F-4, a Phantom, just like he was shot down in North Vietnam. And there he is again. I take a lot of pride in my family. You read those headlines, Paige, reunion, put me down, son. This is simple, but it comes from my heart. I don't care where you come from, Humperdinck, but when you bring somebody in from Southeast Asia, you set off an emotion that burns a fire in me. I only have one question. After everything you've witnessed, Diamond Dallas Page, what would you do? I'm talking to you man to man, look me in the eye. What would you do if you were in my position?
The bottom line is I'm not in your position. I don't like to agree with anything that you have to say, but I will say it's a touchy subject, man. I'm not supporting either side of that thing, all right?
I think that the pictures that these people have witnessed speak for themselves. Humperdinck, my name is on an open contract.
Put Ho Chi wins anywhere, anytime. I'm ready. Thank you, Gordon.
Okay, well, I, for one, certainly know. I know his dad, Colonel Richard Kern. I've known him ever since he came home from being 7.5 years a prisoner of war, and he's an outstanding man and truly a great American hero. And I can understand Steve Kern's emotions regarding this entire situation. Touchy subject or not, sir. Let's go to the ring. Let's go to the ring, please.
Heavy subject.
Joe Moquina against the Bubblegum Kid. One fall.
Let's change the light here a little bit. Let's get on to the match here, boy. Now, here are two very quick individuals.
Do indeed.
When you talk about wrestling being on the marquee, baby, there it is right there. You call these two poetry in motion going against each other.
Two very adept athletes, certainly no question about that. Both of them with impressive amateur backgrounds. And it's the Bubblegum Kid closing in on Moquina.
Whoa!
Moquina again upended.
Little air Kenya there. Jomo's got to get his head straight. Now, there's a smart man getting out, clearing his head, getting the cobwebs out of there, shaking it off. Coming back, he's ready now.
And so the Bubblegum Kid and Joe Moquina stalking each other. They lock up collar and elbow. Kenya gets the side headlock into a hip lock takedown. Maintains a side headlock.
I tell you, I got to point out those three cats, the three fans right there, those guys with the shades. Those guys are cool. They digging Jomo. They're loving DDP. They know what's happening. These cats are cool. I just want to point them out because I know they'll be watching themselves.
All right. Well, you pointed them out.
And I don't even know them. But everyone feels like they know Diamond Dallas Page, you know, one of those deals.
You think you're a household name?
Are you kidding? To the housewives, probably.
Yeah. I know you're big in South Bend.
Oh, my God!
Caught him nicely that time, and Kenya went down.
He bounced down and bounced up. That's the only reason he's on his feet. Oh, man, Jomo's got to get it together, baby.
I'll say one thing, Bubblegum Kid is giving him a chance, and that's, may prove to be disastrous.
Beautiful, beautiful heads-up move by Jomo.
Over the top rope.
Out of it, baby.
Over the top
That's
rope.
That's a win for the man there, ain't it?
Over the top rope.
That's right.
Back
Now that's using your head.
So Joe Moquina gets the victory.
Beautiful.
As he was dumped over the top rope, although I think it was accidental. I don't think that Bubblegum Kid had any intention of trying to...
Nothing in this world's an accident.
Well, all right. So the victory goes to Joe Moquina. We'll be back after we take a brief timeout.
Life in the fast lane, baby.
Well, we're going to be seeing Kendall Windham in action in just a moment. And, of course, you heard the comments made by the Natural a little while ago about how he feels about Kendall Windham. Kendall Windham made a completely unscheduled appearance here last week when he charged. What do we have here?
What is this, man? I ain't supposed to be doing this kind of stuff. Dude, what is this, one of your practical jokes? I'm going to get highest. I'm going to be hung from the highest yard arm? Jose Gaspar? What is this? One of your little practical joke letters here?
No, it's certainly nothing that Jose Gaspar.
Jose Gaspar.
Well, he's a
I'm going to be hung? Yeah.
Legendary pirate who must be somebody using it as a nom de plume because
pirate.
Yeah, Jose Gaspar was quite a pirate. Well, that's your note, not mine. All right, let's go to the ring. We've got some action upcoming here as we're going to be seeing Kendall Windham going to it in just a moment.
Jose Gaspar. Here they come, the humping Kendall, baby. That's right, man. I'll tell you, let's reflect back to Dustin's story about how they used to hang out in the sandbox. I'll tell you, did that bring a tear to your eye or what? Give me a break. I'll tell you what, I know the real reason why Kendall is here, and I know what it's all about. Dustin has been hitting on his old lady. I mean, what is he doing?
Oh, come on, man.
I mean, like, he can't find enough women on his own. I mean, Kendall's got a few choice babes. and he's been hitting on all of them.
Well, I don't even want to get into that personal aspect of it. Greg Levanti against Kendall Windham, 1 fall, 10-minute time limit, and wow! Windham wasting no time, just pounding away at Levanti.
Taking it to him, baby. Whoa! I'll tell you what, Kendall is looking bigger, man. He's been working out in the gym. He's been putting on some weight. He's getting right, baby. He's getting right. Bigger and better every day.
No question about that. He is a piece of supercharged.
Oh, my God!
Put that
That's
size 12.
15, right? It's 12. I think that's about a 15, brother.
Man, he did put him away.
No.
Wait a minute.
There's
Didn't
the
allow the
directing.
pinfall. Had his man,
Not
in my
yet.
opinion.
Not yet. Hasn't earned the money today yet, baby.
Well, Levanti.
Look at my man. Look at the man. He's loving it. He is loving
Yeah,
it.
Sir Oliver Humperdinck smiling as much as he can smile, I guess.
What is that supposed to mean?
Well,
Hump's got a beautiful smile. He's got $1 million smile, baby.
yeah, waiting for change.
Yeah, I'm irritated with myself for setting you up for that.
And it is Windham bringing
God.
him up.
Woo!
And he took 240 some odd pounds up into the air for that full body slam. Crashes down across the chest. Lateral prep. And again did not allow the pinfall.
That
Boy,
guy ain't
he
ready to
is.
go home yet. He don't want to go home yet.
Kendall has really got a mean streak in him, no question.
Trying to get the
Okay,
guy.
I'll tell you what. The Nasty Boys have got some comments. They're the Florida Tag Team Champions, so let's hear some comments now from the Nasty Boys, if we may, please. Knobs and Sags.
Great.
Nasty's got the gold again. And when we got the gold, we're happy, the people are happy, and we're all happy we don't lose. Let me tell you something, Kendall Windham, you backstabber. I see what you did to Dustin Rhodes, and we want you face to face. So go run and maybe get your big brother. Get anybody, because the Nasty Boys want you, and we ain't gonna lose.
Beautiful standing reverse drop kick by Kendall Windham that put Levanti back to the canvas once again, and that may have totally taken the air out of his sail.
Tell me how many 240 6'6" guys can do that, bro. There ain't many.
I'll tell you what,
There ain't many.
he is doing a number
He's
on
even got the
Greg
aberration of these
Levanti,
poor pathetic pukes out here.
and still does not allow the pinfall.
I tell you, you know what's coming up next, babe. You know what's coming up next. My man, the big steel man's gonna come out here and rip out Perez's head off. I hope he's watching it too, Hump. There, Hump, and his, not he doesn't have 2 cents. His 25 cents in there, brother. He hopes Dustin Rhodes is watching this, and I hope he is too, baby. This is the kind of stuff that's going to be happening to him again and again and again. Just a matter of time before Kendall takes the gold from him. I'm not putting down a champion because he's been, I'll tell you what, I've got to tell him. I gotta even say he's been a good.
Oklahoma Stampede put on by Kendall Windham.
He's been coming on week after week, but let me tell you, that's
is
what's gonna
all
happen
over.
when he gets against my man, Kendall Windham out there, baby.
It is all over for Greg Levanti, and Kendall Windham still trying to punish him some more.
Oh, beautiful!
DDT after the Oklahoma Stampede.
Nobody's
Well, I'll tell
fooling
you
around
what.
when he's leaving the ring. Beautiful.
We're seeing it once again in slow motion. Here you see it. There it is. The Stampede drives his head down, and it is completely over for one Greg Levanti. And so Kendall Windham has certainly made his presence known here on Florida Championship Wrestling. Well, Sir Oliver Humperdinck is with Kendall Windham right now. Let's hear their comments.
You know, Kendall, I don't know what we have to do around here. Beat a bunch of people up, take advantage of a lot of different people to get that low down, no good, when he calls himself Florida champion, and punch him out of that hole he's hiding in.
You know, Humperdinck, I was watching monitor a little while ago. Dustin Rhodes, you're living a lie, son. You're out here telling people that we were friends. We were never friends. What it was is you were my tag along. I was the one who won. I was the one who was the best.
Right.
You were always in my shadow, tagging along on my coattails, if you will. Dustin Rhodes, you got the Florida heavyweight title, boy. It belongs to me, and I'm coming home to recall it.
You know, Kendall, when you were in the ring, I don't know if you heard it or not, but over the PA system, I heard Inky and Stinky. You know, the Nasty Boys talking big about getting a tag partner. Well, brother, with the wrestlers we have at our resources, we'll just get somebody, maybe even take the Florida tag team titles.
You mean the Nasty Boys have directed a challenge at me?
Yeah. Is that ridiculous?
Nasty Boys, let me direct one thing at you, too. The only thing nasty about you is the way you smell. The way you dress is atrocious, and the way you look is even worse. If you want a piece of me, you got all that you can handle.
They know where to find us. Come on and get us. Dustin, Rhodes, Nasty Boys, it don't matter. We'll be back after these important messages.
Promotional consideration is provided to the following firms for their cooperation with Florida Championship Wrestling in the Bahamas, on Bahamas Air, and of course at Charlie's Place in Nassau. Here in the United States, Affordable Copies Repair Service in Tampa and in St. Petersburg. Also, Carrollwood Office Services at 13930 North Dale Mabry. And our special thanks to Gulf Southern Enterprises and DeVoe Paint. And now, the match we've all been waiting for is coming up. Al Perez going out against the big Steel Man, and Perez charges the Steel Man.
That's what it's all about right here. Look at him, cheap shot him as soon as he gets in. He knows that's the only way to get a hold of my man. And here he comes. He's with a vengeance, baby.
Irish whip on Perez. Perez caught him in the shoulder, and that staggered the big Steel Man. The big Steel Man and Al Perez going at it hammer and tongue. And it's Perez
Blink in his eyes.
letting out all stops here. Once again, it's Perez showing you that blood
Here we
is
go,
indeed
baby.
thicker than... He missed with that one. And
Okay,
that
knock it
throws
back.
the
Get
big
up, baby,
Steel
get
Man
up.
down to his knees. Al Perez charging the big Steel Man again. And the big Steel Man... And
He just popped
Sir
up.
Oliver Humperdinck caught one on the side of the face.
Cheap shot. That's right, baby. Take it to him now.
And we've
Take
got
it
a
to him
real
now.
battle going here. Hold on. Kendall Windham just hit the
Beautiful,
ring.
baby. That's
Caught
right. Get
Al
on it,
Perez from
manager.
behind. The referee is calling for the bell, but it's
Drop on
Kendall
him,
Windham
Steel.
pounding
Drop on
away
him.
at Al
That's right.
Perez.
Get the referee out
The
of the
referee
way.
has been knocked to one side. The big Steel Man is back in there. Al Perez is now facing two men, the 385-pound big Steel Man and Kendall Windham. Hold on. The Natural just hit the ring. The Natural just hit the ring. And we've got a four-way free-for-all going on now. A four-way free-for-all. The
Just like Rhodes,
the
cheap shot
Natural
from behind.
against Kendall Windham and Big Steel Man against Al Perez, and they're all four going at it. And I'll tell you what, we've got a tremendous battle going on. You can't say this. You can't say that Al Perez didn't take it to him, because he did. Al Perez
It's not
taking
over
it
yet
to
to
him.
the fat lady sings, baby.
And it's still the Natural, Dustin Rhodes, pounding away at Kendall Windham. And referee Mickey J trying desperately to restore some kind of order. But as I said, it's a four-way street fight going here. Anything and everything goes. And it is Dustin Rhodes
God,
caught
baby,
low
come
and
on,
dropped to the
that
canvas. We've got the big Steel Man. And now there's Dustin Rhodes smashed into Al Perez.
There we go. Now we're going. Now we're talking business,
We've
baby.
got some problems
now
here.
we're talking business.
And
It's
time
all
is
over
rapidly
Perez
running
now.
out as this battle rages on. The big Steel Man and Al Perez. Perez trying to save that family honor. And the big
What's
Steel
that?
Man dumped over the top rope. It's gone to the outside, and our time is
Here we go.
completely
Now we
gone.
got it. Now
We'll
it's
see
in.
you
Got it
next
in the
week.
bag.
We'll
It's
see you
all
next
over.
week. So
See
long.
you.